rites of passage that Eastern Europe, and particularly places like Ukraine, Moldova, Armenia, Georgia, have that many countries would gawk at. Welcome back to the Traveling Report. Today we're going to talk about 5 ways that these countries, and particularly the region of Eastern Europe in general, tests whether or not you are a man, and if you can pass these tests, typically you are seen as more respected, more acknowledged of culture, and don't have as high of issues with gaining trust. So the first thing is men are expected to some extent to drink. Now, they're not expected to get drunk. They are expected to drink enough to where you are considered to be honest. Now, this also exists in some Asian cultures. For example, China, South Korea, considered to be social. But if you pass the rite of passage to drink without getting drunk and also have cultural banter and so forth, it will inherently grow your connection base, make you seem more humble, and it's just a part of the culture. Now, there are ways to get around this. However, if you're just going to say you don't drink, that won't work in Eastern Europe. I'm sorry if you think that political correctness is going to work in Eastern Europe. Oftentimes you have to say that you have a heart condition or that it would impact you in some way. Number 2 is the fact that cultural banter is expected. A lot of people think that people get offended outside of the United States or outside of Western Europe. I can tell you, most of the time, people truly aren't offended. Banter is encouraged, if not outright necessitized, through culture and through being able to be tactful. It's considered to be smart if you are funny, and especially in places that are more stoic. So, for example, Poland, Moldova, and Albania, if you make someone laugh, you are truly considered to be like one of them. You understand their culture, you understand how to make them laugh, and that creates massive trust and also massive connection that you wouldn't otherwise get in Western countries just for being a comedian. Although in Western circle, obviously it is something you need to have jokes, have humor, but it has to be politically correct and it can't be dark and blah blah blah. Number 3 is you have to know how to grill. In Armenia, for example, this is called khorovats. And khorovats is something that is seen as a rite of passage for a man. If a man asks you to grill khorovats, you are being utilized and tested as a man. Oftentimes this is used in dating or relationship building, where if you are trying to go after their daughter, they will just invite you to do khorovats and drink. Now, Armenians, actually unique to the Caucasus, do not drink that much. However, the times that they do drink are with khorovats and with guests, and so it is seen as rude if you deny hospitality, and it is seen as rude if you're helping with anything other than things that are necessitated through culture, like shared khorovats or shared toasts. While I think that it's perhaps an interesting dichotomy that many people don't realize, Armenians are deeply hospitable, Georgians are deeply hospitable, Moldovans are deeply hospitable, and it's with this genuine hospitality that they do expect some level of, especially if you're male, masculinity, if you're a female, femininity. And this is seen as just normal, acceptable behavior in these cultures, as it is indeed a macho kind of culture. It is indeed a place where macho mentality rules, and if you are not, the gender that is assigned on your birth certificate, you're seen as extremely weird, and you're seen as borderline mentally ill. And it's with that again, that political correctness doesn't work. Number 4 is creating ties with folks in Eastern Europe requires time, and it requires breaking bread with them, both figuratively and literally. Having feasts in Georgia, it's a supra, they will inherently make you truly break bread and drink drink and meet their family, and this is seen as normal even in business setting. I work with a lot of Ukrainians, and I meet with wives, I meet with, their kids, I meet with these people, not because they think of it as anything weird, but because why wouldn't you meet my family? If we're doing business together, we're friends, aren't we? There's a huge shift in mentality towards business as well as a business relationship. And that's something that's very different to the West, because in the West, you don't treat business as a friendship. It's strictly contractual. And this is true of Asia and Asian cultures as well, where you'll have people expecting you to go and have a meal, especially in China, where meals are where multi-million-dollar contracts are signed, especially in Beijing, Shanghai, these places. The Gongxi, I think I'm saying that right. I apologize to my Chinese audience if I'm not. Is inherently dictated by how people perceive you. It's face, and you cannot have face without breaking bread, having a meal. And it's the same in all honor-based societies, or Confucius-based societies, or even Buddhist societies. Shared meals create deals. This is a huge information gap that many Westerners fail to realize. The fifth thing is many people will trust Westerners more at first, but their tolerance to your antics is lower. So they give you a sense of built-in trust. They give you a sense of acceptance that you wouldn't see in Germany or a United States, where contract law is the law. In relationship-based cultures, Westerners are seen as inherently more honest. But it's with that they also have less tolerance for your BS in day-to-day operations, in seeking the truth from you. You're expected to say the truth immediately. And that is something that both benefits and takes away from Eastern cultures and Eastern mentality. For many, it is seen as positive to have these trust-based institutions through Westerners. However, I think that it can also backfire very quickly on Westerners if you lose that face, as you would call it in Asia. And so it's with that if you are looking for a one-on-one consulting, 15 minutes free of charge, just for this few videos. I'll probably stop this promotion around week 2. Then I encourage you to comment down below relationship, and I will give you a one-on-one consultation on relationship building for 15 minutes, completely free of charge, no obligations. And if you are looking to further your business, of course, we can talk about consulting as well. I hope you appreciated this video, and I hope that you gained something new and insightful. If you did enjoy it, I would appreciate a like. If you truly enjoyed it, I would appreciate a share. And if you want to join me on this journey of globalization and internationalization, I would appreciate a subscription. If you are looking for one-on-one consulting, again, I invite you to book a 15-minute complimentary call, and I will get back to you. This has been the Traveling Report. I appreciate your view, and signing off.